Why do some people deny climate change? Is it because the truth is too hot to handle? Let's dive into this climate change conundrum. Climate change, to put it simply, has become a hot take in our global conversation, stirring up a whirlwind of controversy. Some people deny its existence while others are passionately rallying against it. The question is, why is there such a divide? Well, to some, the idea of a changing climate is downright terrifying. It's easier to dismiss it as a cleverly conjured hoax than to acknowledge the uncomfortable truth. But the reality is, climate change is not a magic trick pulled out of a hat. It's a scientifically backed, observable phenomenon. Our planet's climate has been in a state of flux for millions of years, but the rate of change we're witnessing now is unprecedented. And guess who's the magician behind this rapid change? That's right. We humans are the conjurers, with our excessive carbon emissions and reckless exploitation of nature. Now, you might have heard the terms global warming and climate change being used interchangeably. While they might seem synonymous, there's a subtle distinction. Global warming refers to the increase in the Earth's average temperature, while climate change covers a broader spectrum, including shifts in weather patterns, rising sea levels, and increasing frequency of extreme weather events. So, to answer that burning question, climate change is indeed the more accurate term. And for those who still believe it's all a grand deception, let's look at the facts. 97% of climate scientists agree that climate change is real and caused by human activities. This overwhelming consensus isn't based on mere guesswork, but on decades of rigorous research and empirical evidence. So we've established that climate change isn't a figment of our imagination. But why is it bad? Well, let's move on to the next scene to get a clearer picture of the impacts of this global phenomenon. Why is climate change bad, you ask? Why should we be deeply concerned about climate change? Imagine this: as temperatures rise, it puts our food supply at risk, impacting the production of everyday staples. But it's not just about what's on our plates. Climate change sets off a chain reaction affecting various aspects of our world. It intensifies global warming, causing sea levels to rise and making extreme weather events more common and severe. Picture coastal communities facing submersion, ecosystems thrown into disarray, and storms wreaking havoc. This is the harsh reality we're up against unless we take urgent action to address climate change. Yet the consequences go beyond environmental issues. Climate change hits us directly, with higher temperatures increasing the likelihood of heat-related illnesses. Furthermore, the threat of more frequent and intense weather events puts our homes at risk, leading to widespread displacement and potential instability in our communities. Addressing climate change isn't just about protecting the planet, it's a crucial step in safeguarding our health, homes, and overall well-being. Now, to answer that chilling question, can humanity survive climate change? The truth is, it's going to be tough. The challenges that lie ahead are severe. We're talking about a complete overhaul of the way we live, from what we eat to how we travel, and even then, we're not guaranteed a rosy future. But let's not get too gloomy. There's a silver lining here. While the impacts of climate change are undeniably alarming, they're also a wake-up call. They're forcing us to think about our actions and their consequences. They're making us realize that we can't take our planet for granted. Climate change is a storm we can't weather without significant changes. But what can we do about it? How can we combat climate change? Does it involve capes and superpowers? Well, not exactly, but it does require some heroic effort. Firstly, let's start at home. You and I, we can reduce our carbon footprints. This could be as simple as switching off lights when they're not in use, or choosing to cycle or walk instead of driving for short distances. It could also mean making conscious choices about what we consume, opting for locally sourced goods or reducing our meat intake. Next, we move to our communities. Encouraging the use of renewable energy sources like solar and wind power can make a massive difference. Imagine if every house in your neighborhood had a solar panel on their roof, contributing to a greener grid. That's a powerful image, isn't it? Now let's talk governments. Advocacy for climate-friendly policies is crucial. We need to vote for leaders who are committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning to a sustainable economy. This is not a political issue, it's a survival issue. But what about those who deny climate change? Well, their passion is often fueled by misinformation or fear of change. It's essential to engage in respectful dialogue with them, to help them understand the urgency of the situation. We need to unite in this fight, because climate change affects us all, regardless of our beliefs. So while we might not be able to control the weather or reverse the damage overnight, we can all contribute to the fight against climate change. Each small action, each conversation, each vote adds up. Just like a superhero, we might not see the impact of our actions immediately, but we're making a difference. Remember, change isn't just about grand gestures and sweeping reforms. It's about the everyday choices we make, the conversations we have, the leaders we choose. It's about acknowledging that we have a role to play and stepping up to the challenge. We may not have superpowers, but our actions can make a super impact. So, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. The fight against climate change needs us. So how will we humans adapt to climate change? Are we talking Waterworld or Mad Max? Well, not quite. We're talking about strategies that can help us navigate the new normal, like building climate-resilient infrastructure that can withstand the fury of hurricanes or erecting seawalls to hold back rising oceans. We're talking about developing drought-resistant crops that can feed us, even in the face of unpredictable rainfall patterns. These aren't just measures to prepare for a dystopian future, they're necessary steps to cope with the changes that are already upon us. They are our shields against the threats yet to come. But remember, adaptation isn't an excuse for complacency. It's a part of a larger strategy that includes reducing carbon emissions and preserving our planet's natural resources. Climate change is real, it's here, and it's high time we did something about it. And that something begins with understanding, accepting, and adapting to our changing climate.